before us today is that this House would issue a parenting license. Now, by this we mean that the Government of Canada should make mandatory a parenting course which would conclude in getting a parenting license or not if you fail the test, prior to having a child for every Canadian citizen. Now, we believe this for two main reasons. One of them is the reduction of bad stuff, basically. I know that's a bit vaguely worded. And my partner will take the better education and how this will affect society later on in a positive way. So getting right into my first point of reduction of bad stuff. We on side proposition believe that parenting is a very complicated issue, and there are many
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, we have to look at this debate. The government wants to create better parents. That is their goal for today's debate. And they want to create a better environment for the children. However, the question is, will it change the child's environment, their learning environment? Will it change their success within life? And will it change the parents just on how they raise their children? I'd like to first start off with refuting the Prime Minister's point. Now, he has brought up the point which he named reduction of bad stuff. Now, however, as he said, it was very vague. But in the future is unpredictable. That's why it's so vague. And you won't know what events come up. Therefore, example, as I will say in my point, economy, how you're going to have to raise these children and what makes you a bad parent or not. That could be maybe you're not having enough income within the family, or you're also not maybe disciplining properly children based on maybe situations which you have not tested within your parenting issue.
We would simply like to start with a few rebuttals to the opposition's points. First is her closing statement, which was that since it is not guaranteed, we should not implement this thing. I would like to point out the lack of guarantees in everyday life. There are very few things that you can be certain of every morning, that you know this is going to happen. And so I personally, and as side government, find issue with the claim that simply because we cannot guarantee a 100% success rate, we should not even try to implement something that could have a positive effect. Secondly, quite often, multiple times, I believe 4, you specifically referred to having us acting as sort of this malevolent big brother-esque type of government and taking away the children. I would simply like to say that in our definition, we never stated anything about removing their children, and that there are other means of disciplining a parent rather than strictly removing their child, such as a point system similar to the one that we have with driving, and fines and possible restrictions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, today we have seen side government come with a completely selfish case to take away all the liberty and all the rights that the parent has over their child, the authority that the parent has over their child. We believe that it is freedom that is key, because many children are different. Many parents, they have gone through different learning experiences throughout their childhood and throughout their young adult years. Throughout their adolescence, they all experience different circumstances. And so we believe that a parenting course will certainly take away all of their freedom. And this is certainly something that we do not want to enact or implement into Canadian society. No, thank you. Now today, our final point on side opposition is the freedom. But before I begin with my constructive case, please allow me to look at the arguments today that were brought forth by the second government member.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Now, before I wrap up this debate, I would like to proceed to refuting about 90% of the opposition's case. They said in many different forms today I'm pretty sure that this course isn't going to be perfect, and that there will be different reactions, and that parents are going to they just won't be perfect. And we never said it will be perfect. We never said that because of this, everything will be utopian, and we never said this. What we are trying to get at is that it will be better. You have said that we should not do this because it will not be perfect, but we should, do we do anything because we know it's going to be perfect? No, we don't do things because we know it will be perfect. We do things because it will be better. And this is going to, we strongly believe on side proposition that this will affect this children's future, this course, and overall it is going to be much better.